Neville, you mentioned to us when you were drafted, you described yourself as an unfinished product. Where do you want to get better, and where have you seen yourself grow already during the training camp?
I feel like, for the most part, just improving my game, just being more of a student. I feel like, it's a great opportunity for me just because I'm around a whole bunch of, great football players. There's so much, years in the D-line room. So just get an opportunity to obviously, be better, stopping the run, and just be a more productive defensive lineman, really.
The hope was that you were going to get to have your kind of rookie season learning behind Gerald McCoy. Obviously, you only had a couple plus practices with them, but you had some virtual meetings. What were you able to get from Gerald, and what's been your level of communication with him since the injury?
Man, like the amount of stuff that Gerald McCoy, he's helped me out just in a short amount of time. It's been a great experience. I feel like he really took me under his wing, just kind of reminded me, to really just trust the process and to not overthink too much. I feel like, it's really cool for him to kind of already understand, the kind of guy I am, even with the coach Jim as well, he says, they say I'm very, conscientious, and he understands that I care a lot about this game and I just want to play my best, but he understands that, it's just about doing the little things and basically trying to find ways to separate yourself. But again, just understand that you got to trust the process and, just continue to have that confidence and believe in yourself.
Gerald said that, he said this on social media, that even though he's not allowed in the building anymore, even though he's no longer officially part of this team, he still wants to have a role in mentoring the young players in that D-line room. He wants to have a role mentoring you. What does that mean to you, and how much have you guys been talking, over the past week or so?
That means everything. Again, just understanding, the kind of guy he is, and if you look at his rap sheet and stuff that he's accomplished, and to be, the kind of ball player he's been for as long as he's been, to have a guy that really, look at the young guys and say, hey, here's what you got to do, or here's what you can improve on, and just kind of finding ways, basically, to work, smarter. Obviously, we still work hard, we grind every day. It's still a privilege, not a right, but just kind of just making sure that we have our best foot forward. And even though obviously, due to the circumstances, his circumstance, the fact that he still finds ways to make sure that, apart from a physical standpoint, just make sure that our minds are right and understand, that, and again, to be a part of the NFL, it's definitely, you're deserving. Not everybody's deserving of it, and you just got to make the most of the opportunity and just kind of take it day by day.
Was there multiple parts of transition at this stage for you coming from college to pro?
Can you repeat that question again? Sorry.
What's been the most difficult part of the transition for you making the transition from college to pro ball at this stage?
I mean, I guess the biggest thing is obviously, there's a lot more technique involved. Again, being just a big, strong, fast guy. In the league, everybody's like that. So again, just understanding that there's obviously just more fundamentals involved in the game, and again, just trying to be better at that stuff. One thing I obviously learned just being here, you definitely pay for the little mistakes. You can't really just get away with, things you get away with in college, and just adjusting to that. But again, I love the process. It's been fun so far. I'm enjoying it, and I definitely, I'm seeing every day where I can improve it. But I've also seen, the results of when I do stuff right. So obviously, it's about being consistent and, continuing to build.
Neville, what are your first impressions of working with Coach Tom Sula?
Man, I got a lot of love for Coach Tom Sula, just for the way he really is breaking down the game for me. Obviously, understanding, I got opportunity to play at Oklahoma, for a long time. But again, when I say unfinished product, I feel like there's just still so much more for me to learn, and I feel like he's really helped me out, and just in terms of, again, understanding what I'm looking at when I'm watching film, understanding the technique, and just kind of, again, having me build that confidence and trust in my abilities, but just, being able to do stuff the right way and kind of understand the game on a deeper level.
Be it pad height or hand usage, when you say technique and fundamentals, what are the parts of your game does that apply to?
You know, again, understanding, hands usage, understanding your target, kind of, and just, making sure that you're solid with your keys. Obviously I'm used to what I was used to, just, keying the ball, getting off the rock and kind of running around. And, just being here so far, it's kind of humbled me in the sense that, again, you still got to be dominant first and second down. And, you just got to be, again, dominant those first, second, and then, be able to make plays in third. So obviously, for me, it's just making sure I'm good at those things and being consistent. Again, I'm a D lineman. I'm in the trenches, and I got to be able to use my hands and be effective consistently. So that's probably the biggest thing that I'm working on, trying to improve on.
Is there any kind of natural connection between you and Tyrone, considering the Canadian Jeopardy?
Absolutely, that was kind of like off the rip, and again, man, shout out to him. Again, kind of treating me like the little brother, just kind of, again, reminding me and just kind of helping me put things into perspective. He's been a really good dude, and definitely the fact that we both come from Canada, it's been mad love. It's always good when you got a guy, especially an older guy that's come from where you come from, so he kind of understands a bit of the grind just to get from where we're coming from to this point. So it's been love so far.
Was he a guy that you looked at, growing up or whatever, since he's been with the Cowboys, say, if he made it, I can make it kind of thing?
Definitely, just for the fact, for him to be in the league and to be dominant for his lines he had. I just remember being Canadian, and God, that's probably one of the first guys that you kind of, you look at, that you Google, that pops up, and he's one of the main guys who, set the point of like, okay, he's from Canada, he's coming from a place that's 3-4 hours from where I'm from, if he can do it, there's an opportunity. I feel like him is long followed by a lot of other, Canadian players in the NFL really helped pave the way for, guys like myself who basically believe in the dream and want that opportunity and are getting that opportunity to play.
You guys have practiced indoors a good amount during training camp. You've also practiced a little bit too outdoors. Do you have any preference? And maybe your thoughts about using both fields the way you guys have so far?
I mean, I feel like, at the end of the day, it's still football. I mean, I like practicing indoors. It really doesn't matter. I mean, when I get going, I'm still gonna go hard regardless. But I mean, I don't mind it. Both indoor and outdoor are really good fields to practice on. So I mean, I know we're getting our work regardless of where we're at. So.
You have a longer background with CD than anybody here. What's the craziest thing you've seen him do on the field, in a game, in a practice, in a workout, whatever?
The funny thing is, whenever I see CD make plays, I'm not surprised because I got to see it, firsthand at practice back at OU. So when I see him, it's just like, yeah, that's what I expect, because I've seen him do some freaky stuff, like, so consistently that it's like, it amazes me when I obviously just, being a friend and teammate of his. But again, it doesn't, I wouldn't say it surprises me as much as a lot of people, just because I've seen it happen so much. And that's a credit to him and to work that he's put in.
Does any one play stand out to your mind? Like what flashes to your mind when you think of some of the stuff that he's done?
You talk about CD?
Yes, yes.
Again, even for what he's shown so far in camp, just the ability to make plays. You could tell obviously he's here for a reason, and they picked him at the position he did because he's a playmaker, and he's showing that. You could tell he's a confident ball player, and he belongs. He's showing his worth, and he's a humble guy. He just works. Regardless of what people say or what they don't have to say. Like I see it firsthand. He's just a good dude. Loves football. He's gonna grind, and he's a playmaker, man. He wants to make plays. He wants to contribute as much as he can in any way he can.
One of your better teammates.
At this stage, you would have had at least 2 preseason games, maybe. How anxious are you to kind of really hit somebody and play real football?
I'm extremely anxious. Again, it's practice. Obviously, that's where you get your technique and the fundamentals down right, and obviously you build, but when you come to the game, that's when the lights come on. That's when it really counts. So, again, just looking forward to that opportunity, to play ball, to get a taste of the NFL, man. And then obviously as things continue to progress, obviously make my mark. But again, just looking forward to the opportunity to step on the field again. It's been a long time.
One of your veteran teammates said when asked what his impression or what his takeaway was from that Jeopardy night that you guys had last week, he said his takeaway was that the rookies can't spell. Is that a fair assessment?
That's not a fair assessment. I mean, a couple guys got caught up. I feel like most guys won't be able to spell those words, but I'm a good speller. Self-proclaimed spelling bee champ, but I won't dig into that too much. But yeah, from Canada.
What kind of words were you guys having to spell on Jeopardy night?
I think they had to spell, it was a lot. I think the theme was Mexican food. I believe they had to spell stuff like huevos, sriracha. But mind you, I didn't know sriracha was a Mexican sauce. I thought it was more so Asian. But I guess I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I forget whatever else they had.
You're right. You guys good?
Neville, what was the most fun part of that Jeopardy game, and what did it do for the rookie class in terms of your camaraderie with the shortened off season?
I feel like, it was just another opportunity for us to kind of, everybody get close, as a team. We kind of got to bond, laugh a little bit, joke a little bit, but I feel like it was obviously in favor for the veteran guys to win, as it should be. But, yeah, it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody else enjoyed it as well.
What was the funniest moment?
The funniest moment? I can't really point out one specific. I guess I'd probably say when they made Isaac spell. Made one of the rookie old linemen. They made him spell. So I forget which word it was, but it's kind of funny. I think it was sriracha. They put him in a little bind on that one, but it was funny, I guess.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for your time, Neville.
I appreciate you.